Hi, I'm Jamie, this is Tradespotting, and this is TA for Busy Apes. First we're going to look at GME. Starting on the 15-minute time frame, you can see prices have been going down. RSI hasn't been putting in lower lows, it's been putting in higher lows. That gives us a touch of divergence. It's positive and it could push the price up. It'd be great to see it jump beyond certain levels. At the minute, what would constitute a recovery? Well, it would start with the downtrend ending, and one of the ways you could point to that would be if prices recovered above the 236 on the Fibonacci. That's at $156.50. I fully expect prices to recover the 236. It may be that prices go a little bit further down before they go up, but I'd like to see a test of it, and I think it could come in quite soon. It could come in very soon. After you get there, after, it's a quick jump up. You've got various things to stop you on the way, along with the 200 period moving average at 163. You've also got the 50% Fibonacci retrace that comes through, and Dow theory would suggest that even in the downtrend you could get there and continue down. So it wouldn't be all that out of this world to see prices quite easily moving up to 168.50. At that point, we could also make other decisions. If it goes beyond and touches the 618, that would be a very bullish move. Recovering the golden pocket would also be breaking our horizontal support and resistance. On the left, it would be putting in a very positive formation with that V coming back, depending on the angular momentum on the way up. It could look very good. We'll measure the degrees and the touches of a support and resistance as it happens, and then above there you're looking to break the 195 level, and when you do you're going straight into the 230s, 225, 230. Above there you're looking up to 240.50, and you're really actually on this move. When it turns around, you're going to be looking for prices to move back up in the 270 levels, which is quite likely that happens. One of the things you'd go through is looking at the fact that there's positive divergence on your RSI. You can also see that the ADX on the 15-minute time frame, well, it's not doing all that much that's all that interesting. It's still a period of flux here, but you can see that there's higher lows on the DI plus and lower highs on the DI minus while we're making a downtrend. So if anything, that says that this trend is weakening quite a lot. And on the MACD on the 15 minutes, you're not really going to get much. Go up to the 30 minute and you can see from this that we're in a period of flux again. You're below the center line, you're getting crosses consistently on the signal and MACD line. You're getting higher highs on your momentum to the upside, and at the minute you've got a lower low on price action but a higher low on the MACD. There's a confirmation of your divergence, and it's the first one you've had since you started getting divergence on your RSI, so that's great. And then you've got multiple touches here, and you've got confirmation here, and you've got good news possibly coming on the ADX. You'd like to see prices recover the 200 before you start using the MACD for signals, but you can see that the momentum looks to be in our favor, and that's positive 30 minutes. And then on hourly, you can see again, really obvious this divergence then coming up on the bottom of this leg. You can also see that weakening momentum across a higher and significant time frame. You've got a positive cross there, a very good area to see moves, extensive moves with this if it should turn around and go positive on the hourly. And if it was doing that, you'd expect to see it do something similar on the 4 hour, which it is. And here we talked about an earlier TA clip on GME, and I really urge you to watch it. If you're interested in learning about TA and you want a big picture on GME, you should definitely watch today's longer video. It's really, really informative, and we cover lots of different things, including dark pool data from a couple of different sources, and talk about institutional direction and things like their support and resistance levels. This MACD line is likely, the signal line will cross it, and as the two recover, it'll touch it again as they go through the center line. That would be a very positive move. To see that as we're breaking resistance would be fucking awesome, and it would also be great to see that happening when prices were pushing up towards the 170 level. And that's the 4 hour across there. You can also see you've got positive divergence again on the RSI here, so it's lower low on price, higher low on RSI, and your ADX is just starting to turn up here, as you've got, it's turned up, and you've got this downturn in the DI minus, so it could be again period of flux. It needs to be resolved, but you can see here lower momentum on the 4 hour on the MACD, and you go back and you look at this signature here. You had a big touch 1 2 3 divergence, you had a big touch 1 2 and then divergence here on different timelines. You can look at that and say looks like it could be very similar, and that move from there took us up a very big percentage jump. It might well same thing happen again. And as we talked about in chat, you're in around these 150 levels. This is the FE double down chat, and it's at the bottom of this formation itself. Is a very bullish formation, so everything's looking good for GME all the way up through the timelines. You get to the daily time frame and you can say, yep, there's that divergence that we were talking about in the MACD. There's the perfect signature 1 2 3 1 2 3. You've got the third touch divergent, the third touch divergent. It's giving you all the same signals that it gave you back then, so this looks very positive. Could it go down further? Well, your levels for it are at 136 and then around 131, 132, that sort of thing. Clean one is at 127. That you wouldn't really expect prices to get anywhere lower than there anytime soon. I don't even expect them to get there. I expect prices to be up closing above 152.20 in the not distant future. When I say not distant, I don't mean the next 2 minutes. I mean we're on the daily time frame, and 3, 4, 5, 6 of these, easy peasy, lemon squeezy, and everything's looking good on GME. And we'll look at AMC briefly now because I haven't done it all day and I should be doing more of it, and no people are interested. Down a significant percentage. We talked about this happening here. It's come in and it's touched the first level that we were thinking about. Dropped below the 236 on the daily time frame. This is lower. You've got not enough of information on the MACD really to go on. It is obviously similar in that there's weaker momentum than there was back here so far, and you're now coming in with a potential to put in a positive cross on the signal and MACD line. You're well above the 200 and you're even above the 50. So this is the thing where people are now thinking, do I take trades on this? It's dropped below $30 again. We said this would happen yesterday. I'm pretty sure I said it on the Quick Busy Person TA. This area is screaming out for it at 27.87, 28.09, that sort of area is screaming out for it. It may be that you get in at 25, and if you do, that would be an excellent trade, and that's what I'd be looking at. And may well be that I put in more orders for this down there because I obviously think that it's got a lot to go on it, and we'll drop back down at the 4 hour, and you can see there's your gain. Positive divergence, 4 hour low prices, not on your where's my RSI gone? We've got 2 MACDs on here. Boom. Bye. Drag that down. What have I got all of that drawing on it for? So I can see it clearly. Markets have closed 29.84. You've got a positive slant on the ADX. It's not the ADX, it's the RSI. Yeah, it's okay. You've got the ADX because you've got the RSI and the DMI on top of each other. That's why that's so confusing. Move to new panel above. Thank you very much. Yeah, so your ADX sloping up. You've got this is typically the area where your DI minus would turn around and come back down again. It's not as high as it was previously, yet prices are lower, so there's a divergence there. Your RSI is higher despite the prices being lower, there's divergence there, and on the MACD, any of these areas are going to be a buy. And they're going to end up looking okay. Your risk management is fine. Your 200 period moving average coming in at the same level as this horizontal support at $28.09, $28. That's very, very likely that prices bounce there, and if not, then you've got to really stick on at 25. And I know that's long down there, but there are entries lower you might be looking for. Could be this just bounces straight up now, but you would like to see some sort of representation at a smaller time frames. 30 minutes pushing lower again. That's not very confident. DI minus pointing up as that was happening. ADX has dropped below 43 but not gone weak, and it still looks as though there may be a tiny bit push further beyond here, and then there'd be a good bounce coming in AMC. That's what I would anticipate from looking at this and dropping down. We'll get down to the 15-minute time frame. You can see nothing cheery there. Positive divergence, nope, not really, but now yes. Potentially, you want to accumulate outside the oversold zone, get back above the center line, and you want that to be happening as prices are breaking horizontal support and resistance. And at the minute, that 236 will have to be moved down because the new low, and you'll see that that's in at around 33.75. And when AMC is open hourlies above there, hourlies enough. Maybe they are, yeah. An hourly or 4 hour, let's call it an hourly though, because I still think it's got quite a lot of explosiveness in it, and that, and I'd expect to see AMC testing up in around $47, $48 in the not distant future either. Right, so that's your AMC TA on the big and the short term time frames. I see people typing in things in chat that don't make sense. That's not particularly helpful, so I don't know why that's happening. Right, so that's the TA. That's on AMC and GME on the short term, on every time frame, and it's the quick clip. It's lasted 10 minutes, 45 seconds. If you do want to learn more about TA or see deeper, in depth, especially particularly on GME, then tune in to today's live show where you'll get lots of more information and hopefully find it relatively educational, if not entertaining. And let's turn on after hours and see if anything goes down as we go back and look through the timelines and look at other assets. So thank you very much for joining me for that clip.